Go racing. Go online. GoRacing.ie. Horse Racing Ireland's official website.
Hello and welcome to this week's Horse Racing Ireland racing preview with myself, Sarah Pickford, and my colleague Martin Murphy. Today we're going to be taking a look at Navan on Sunday the 13th of January. It's a 7-race card and the ground currently is heavy. The first race off at 12:45. We're going to go to the first race then. This is the Follow Navan on Facebook hurdle. Only a small field in this race, the 4 runners. I'm going to go with the Willie Mullins trained Midnight Game. Gigginstown owned this, so David Russell takes the ride. He won at Thurles on heavy ground last time out, and he's been really consistent in some competitive races in the past.
Yes, he has, Sarah. He's in quite good form this season. He was a good winner at Ferryhouse in early December when he beat Stayne Article quite well. It's an interesting affair, odds, as you say, only the 4 runners, but any one of 3 could win it, I think. Cause certainly of Gordon Elliott's, and Hissabat and Dermot Wild as well. So, interesting race indeed, even though it's a small field. The one I'm going to go with myself is Cause of Causes from the Gordon Elliott yard. He won the Labrador Hurdle at Ascot before Christmas in great style, handled a heavy ground on that occasion. Sometimes these 3-runner races though can be a bit tricky because you don't know what sort of pace it'll be, and while I think he might win, I wouldn't take a very sharp price about him. The other interesting runner is Hissabat from Dermot Wild. He was a dual grade 1 winner last year, and while he was only 4th in his first run at Naas in November, it didn't look a great run on that occasion, but subsequently he was 4th at Jet Ski, and Jet Ski's gone on 1 and 2 grade 1 races. So he was also trying to concede £11 on that occasion, so it wasn't that bad a run. It could be very tight between the 3, but for me I'd just go with Cause of Causes.
Okay, so we'll move on then, and we're going to take a look at the feature race. This is a 3:15. This is the Foxrock Handicap Steeplechase, and it's a Grade C. I'm going to go with the Gordon Elliott trained Tarquinius in this. David O'Leary has taken the ride again. He's taken £7 off his back, so that should help him on the ground anyway, with it being heavy. David rode him last time out when he won at Ferryhouse only 10 days ago.
Yes, he's been in great form this season, Tarquinius. He's won 4 times over fences already, and while he's running off his highest mark here of 123 on Sunday, he certainly is in great form, and the £7 claim should help him as well, so he's got a very big chance. Also, Harpsy Card from Jim Draper Yard, very unlucky at Limerick last time out, had the race won until he tipped up the very last fence. He's only £3 higher now, and even with top weight, Andrew Lynch on board, he should go pretty close. Towards the bottom of the race then you have Saoirse Dunn, who's won 3 of his last 4 starts. He fell at Cork last week when he was favoured to make it 4, and off bottom weight here with Paul Townend on board, that should go pretty close. But the one I'm looking at myself each way is a horse called In Great Form, trained by Francis Flood. Ran very well with 5th in the Paddy Power Chase at Leopardstown over Christmas. That was a very competitive event. 2.5 miles might be a bit on the sharp side for him, but with the testing ground on Sunday, it should be a bit of a stamina test. And I think Mark Walsh takes the mount, and he's the one for me, I think, at 5 or 6 to 1 each way.
Okay, and is there anything else that caught your eye on the card?
Well, there's a super jackpot pool on Sunday, Sarah, of 7,500. Some interesting races here, and a good pot there to be won. I think the banker for a lot of people would be the 2:45, the beginner steeplechase horse called Alderwood from the Tom Mullins yard. He was 3rd last time out to Canali at Ferryhouse in December, and the second horse on that occasion, Terminal, went on and won last week in Cork. So that's pretty good form. I think he'll beat Prima Vista from the Noel Mead yard. Earlier on the card, the 1:45, an open handicap hurdle. The one I like is the David Russell mount here, Prince of Milan, who finished a good 3rd last time out at Ferryhouse. The 2 horses ahead of him on that occasion actually won in their next starts, so that's decent form. He's got a good each way chance in what is an open race. And also the 2:15, the maiden hurdle, horse called Malt Gem, trained by Mary Louise Hallahan, was a good 2nd last time out at Limerick, and just might be good enough to beat Willie Mullins fancy here. And it's a horse called Suntiep with Ruby Walsh on board. That one probably be favoured, but I do like that Malt Gem. I think it's got a good chance at what could be a reasonable price.
So some really good racing again to look forward to at Navan this weekend then. Next week's racing, we'll be taking a look at Naas on Saturday and Ferryhouse on Sunday. Shortly you'll see a summary of our selections on the screen. Thank you for watching.
Go racing. Go online. GoRacing.ie. Horse Racing Ireland's official website.